Hey guys, this is Lady Bobanan coming to you from my bedroom here in the great state of Texas. I'm not outside in the car today because it's really cold. It's, oh gosh, I think it's in the mid 30s or something, maybe low 30s. But the wind blowing makes it feel a lot colder. And as a Texan, I'm not used to really cold weather like that. Anytime it drops below like 60 degrees, I got the cold out. I mean, I really have the cold out at like 65. So, anyway, I just want to provide an update to the birthday party for my youngest this weekend. Everything went okay. I did want to discuss how I felt prior to meeting up with the ex husband and the new supply, who is now his wife. It has not been very long since we divorced. About 2 months after let's see, it was finalized back in December of last year. I mean, the official date was really in November, but as far as it actually being finalized and signed by the judge and filed with the court, that was back in December. And the ex-husband got married almost 2 months from that date, so it was pretty quick. He had been engaged to her several months before that while we were still married. You know, we were separated, well, not physically separated as we lived in the same house, but we were, separated by mutual agreement. But, it was still pretty awkward of a time. And, it's still awkward when I meet up with them. So, again, I just want to discuss how I was feeling before, during, and after, because I'm a real person, and I hope that what I'm going through will ring a bell with someone else. And I just want to be relatable and let you all know that I'm not perfect. I mean, I've given advice before on my channel, but I don't want you all to think that I'm flawless, because I'm not. And I want to take this time to say that as a disclaimer, I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not certified to or qualified to diagnose anyone. I just suspect that the ex-husband had a lot of traits of pathological narcissism, and I do suspect he has issues. So, moving on, we met up at Chuck E. Cheese, and it was going to be myself, my boyfriend, the ex-husband, his new wife, new supply, her baby, my mom, my dad, my sister, and my nephews. So it's going to basically be like a little family affair. And before that, I was really anxious. I was really nervous. I mean, I wasn't worried that any sort of drama would break out, but considering how, I don't talk with anyone, there's been a lot of tension before, I'm always kind of worried that I'll just get looks and have to try really hard not to say something and reply back with the look. I believe in being civil with people. Even though they haven't treated you right, you can be civil, because in my situation, I'm there for my youngest child, and I want the rest of the children in my family to have a good time. I don't want to insert drama where there doesn't need to be. I certainly don't want to have to deal with any drama from anyone else when I'm just trying to ensure that everyone is enjoying themselves, including myself, because I don't have the time to focus on really petty things. So anyway, I was a little tense. I was very, very anxious. I was anxious all the way up until I actually saw the new supply walk in. She had a smile on her face and she was waving. She was happy to be there. The ex-husband and the new supplies baby ended up coming in, and everything went pretty smoothly. The youngest wanted to go sit with her dad, and she did that, and she had a wonderful time playing games, eating pizza, eating her cake, and opening up all of her gifts. The thing for me is that I did what I advise others to do in one of my last videos, and that was sort of keep my distance. I mean, I said hello, and I made some small talk. I joked around a little bit with the other people at the table who were interacting. with the ex-husband. But I did get up to, go play games with the children and check on something and order a pizza. I just gave myself valid reasons to not be sitting directly across from the ex-husband and be in his presence. No offense against him. I will say that he was well-mannered and he seemed to be in a decent mood. I don't really have any complaints about his behavior. So one thing to keep in mind out there, guys, is that a abuser, particularly a abuser who you suspect may be pathologically narcissistic, they're usually not going to be difficult all the time. They're going to give you some sweet moments and, share some nice days with you, which will only make the confusion you experience and the cognitive dissonance even stronger, because you're not going to be able to resolve these two or more people into one person, because you'll have, a real nice, agreeable, fun-loving person who just wants to, stick with you through thick and thin. And then you'll have the erratic, emotional, overly sensitive, critical, grouchy person who pops up like their Mr. Hyde, or Mrs. Hyde. Because, both men and women can be pathologically narcissistic. I don't want to single out the men out there, so definitely don't think I'm sexist or anything. I'm well aware that both men and women can have these personality disorders and have traits of pathological narcissism. Anyhow, so the birthday concluded in a couple of hours, and the ex-husband and the new supply went home with her baby, and I stayed a little bit longer with the kids. And afterwards, I just reflected on the party and was just very relieved that everything went so well. The ex-husband was a little late, but he wasn't more than I'd say maybe 10 minutes or so late. No one really got there on time except for, myself and the kids and my boyfriend. So, yeah, that's what happened. Everything went okay. I haven't really had a need to write anything or document anything from that time other than it went well. So now for some updates. I started a PowerPoint-like presentation in Google Docs. I think it's Google Slides. Yeah, I started a presentation in Google Slides where I'm detailing things about divorcing that's going to apply to people in Texas, and it's going to give a couple of pointers for people who are divorcing from a narcissist. So hopefully that helps. So I just want to let you guys know that I am working on it, and I'm pulling up the Texas Family Code, and I'm going to look at the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure and definitely break it all down so that it's easy to understand. Because it's one thing to hear about it, it's another thing to actually have a reference, and I am all about building reference materials. And I also hope that I could use this to present as evidence of my work in my portfolio that I want to showcase, because I am applying for jobs, and I'm applying for some editing and writing jobs, and I need more content to show off. So I'm going to look at getting a website up like I had planned last year. There are a lot of things that fell apart, but I'm back on it. I'm trying to climb back up. So anyhow, the latest news is that I have less than $25 left to pay off the lawyer that I used in my divorce case. I hired him for limited representation, so I have to make sure that I don't have another balance with him. But I'm so grateful to now be able to finish paying him off. And speaking of lawyers, I am going to follow up this week with an advisor at the community college I applied to get a certificate to be a paralegal. So we'll see how that goes. I also need to apply for FAFSA and do so many other things this week. But, everything's coming up Millhouse. Everything's fine with me. I hope to be finished with my child's birthday cake. And there she is right there. So I'll end this video, and I'll see you guys later. If you like this video, hit the like button. Please hit the bell to get more videos. And subscribe to keep up with me. Thanks.